every day I am repotting my plants. Well, at least two of them, two of the three that I own. I'm doing my mini snake plant here and my money tree that I've named Monet for obvious reasons. Monet, money tree, Monet. Now my snake plant for sure needs more room to grow, so like that's a no-brainer, needs a bigger pot. But my money tree is very angled, so I don't know if I eventually need to get like a stick in her pot so that I can kind of get it back into a straight formation. But I do know I need to braid her I guess like her stems here. You might be able to see this little green tie here that's keeping these branches together. I need to do that at the top. So I'm gonna repot these. I'm kind of sad to see this one go because this is one of my favorite little pots. So I'll have to get a new plant to put in it. Let me put these aside for now. I have pot number 1 and pot number 2. Both of these are made in Portugal pots. So, you know, feels very on brand. I got them from HomeSense and I highly recommend getting pots from HomeSense because I looked around for ages and I just feel like pots can be something that are ridiculously expensive. However, in addition to getting the pots themselves, I also got these planters that actually have holes in them, because if you know nothing about planting indoor plants, or I guess plants in general, I would assume this also applies for outdoor pots, you need like drainage. So this feels like a natural next step. I got like these pots and then I also got these little plates that you sit them in so that it collects the water in here. So hopefully nothing actually like touches the pot itself. This is all decorative, and I think it'll make repotting a lot easier, because I've heard people say too, you know when a plant needs to be repotted when the roots start coming out of these little holes. I think that's right. I'm not an expert. Okay, I think money tree is gonna go in this one and snake plant in that one. Ta-da! Oh, that's soil. It is actually pretty shocking that I've never done this before, considering the fact that I've had Wilma forever, but she's been in that pot since the beginning. I think if anything, I need to take some leaves out of Wilma so that she just has a little bit more space and, like, I guess propagate would be the word, to try and create another plant from her. Maybe I'll be able to do that today if I have excess soil. These are my planting tools, a serving spoon and fork. The irony is I bought like little planting tools at one point, I think like 2 years ago. Cannot find them. It's kind of fun though. I feel like I'm making a salad or something. Oh, apologize in advance to anyone who actually knows what they're doing and is screaming at me right now. See how already she's like not angled? I think that was a big issue. She wasn't supported by soil. Okay, I'm definitely gonna give her a water after I do the snake plant, but I think that looks a lot better. My assumption is that this little guy will be a lot easier. I know it's really cliche, but I just think there is such a difference in having real plants in your home versus, you know, fake plants. And I have a couple fake plants in my apartment, but I get so much pride over seeing these guys thrive and taking care of them. And especially the snake plant and the money tree, they're pretty low maintenance plants, so it's not like if I go on vacation, I'm worried about them. I think that's one of the reasons why I haven't gotten into doing things like even herbs, because I know it'd be really convenient to grow my own herbs, but they need a lot of watering. Look at that. Yeah, I just feel like plants add so much life to a space, and there's a lot of pride that you get from seeing them thrive, and it's great for the air in my home, but then also visually it just adds like this beautiful greenery to a room, and I feel really happy around plants. I think it's like that finishing touch. Thought I'd have some more dirt for propagation, but alas, we used the full thing. Well, that was fun. Haven't made an iced latte at home in a while, but ooh, it's good. Also, yes, I'm 27 years old, and my favorite snack right now are these honey bunny crackers from Annie's. I don't know what Annie's puts in these, but they're so good. Anyways, as I demolish these bunnies, which is a sentence that is only acceptable in this context, I'm gonna do some doodling on photos on Instagram if you follow me on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, what are you doing? But if you do follow me, then you may notice that I do like these semi-weekly photo carousels, photo dumps, where I don't just like do a traditional dump. I usually like to doodle on the photos. I feel like it just adds this nice journaling touch to the posts. Obviously it's like got an aesthetic that's something that I think is really cool to bring to Instagram, but I also just think the act of doing it is so interesting to me, because even though some of us might be better than others at like just taking photos or taking videos of life just for your own purposes, not for necessarily posting on social media, sometimes like you take that stuff and you don't ever really actively review it. 9 times out of 10, as I'm doing this process, going through my photo camera roll for the week, I end up finding moments that I totally forgot about. So it's the idea of like, you know, pressing the pause button, taking time for reflection. I'm gonna pick out my photos and then we'll do some doodling. I have my first photo, I pulled it into Procreate, and I'm gonna add a layer. And the brush that I use is actually one called Midnights. I bought it off of Etsy, I think for under $2. I highly recommend it. I get questions a lot about which brush I use on Procreate, and this is one of the first brushes I've actually bought, and I absolutely adore it. So it'll be linked in the description box. This photo I feel like is a perfect example of something that you can really enhance with some doodles. So for example, one of the things that I was thinking about when I came across this public telephone, which I do feel like is more and more rare to come across in public these days because so many of us have cell phones, is, man, if I had to call someone right now, how many people would I be able to call? In other words, how many people in my life do I have their numbers memorized? And then I was also playing around with the idea of, oh, what does that say about the people that you do memorize their numbers? Like, do they hold more significance? Is it because of a certain circumstance? Are these numbers that have been like existing forever and you've just grown up with them and they've never changed? I'm definitely from that generation that bridged between having landlines and writing down people's phone numbers in like a book, and that transition into it just being automatically stored in our phones. But I do feel like today, like it says something for you to memorize someone's phone number, right? And that one's ready to go. I went to a concert. It was the Niall Horan concert, which, by the way, I've been calling him Niall Horan for years, but it's Horan. Is that right? Niall Horan. Obviously this shot is of the stage, but there's a lot of blank space at the top here, so I can really do something fun. Again, usually I like to think of something like clever to write or just something to sum up the experience. I know one thought that just kept going through my head as a whole while I was at this concert, and really anytime I'm watching live music, is just how special it is that there are so many people that come together to support the arts and to watch someone live. And I think about what it'd be like to be in like Niall's shoes or any performer's shoes and look out and know that this many people are here to see you. It's incredible. And like, whether you like an artist or not, anyone who can have that much attention or have that kind of community around them, you just kind of have to have so much respect for it. I guess, like, at least I do. And it's just a joy to see. And I feel like he was especially showing his gratitude for it. So I really felt like that was powerful that evening. I'm gonna continue that for like about 9 or 10 photos and get it ready to post, but I just feel like this is very soothing, and I think it'd be even fun to add this to my junk journal, my digital junk journal that I talked about in last week's video. If you haven't checked that out, definitely go give it a look. That journal app is so cool. I'm like in love with playing around with it, and this would be easy to import into it. I think I may have discovered the ultimate purse bag situation for the summer for me. This is a hybrid system. I'm calling it my hybrid summer system, where I have a tote bag, and within the tote bag I also have a crossbody bag. Why do I have both? Let me explain. So first of all, the tote bag is meant for occasions where I know I'm going to be doing lots of maybe shopping, or I'm going to be out of the house for a long time during the day and I just want to make sure I have everything I could possibly need to make myself comfortable. We all know the versatility of a tote bag. I love this tote bag. It's not too big, not too small. I actually got it this year from Levi's, of all places. It's just a random find, and I think it's so classic looking, and it's green. It matches my shirt that I'm wearing today. A feature I really like about it is it has this pocket right here. I keep things I really want to have easily accessible, like my lip balm and tissues. It has a little clasp to close it. It's just a great, like, handy dandy tote bag. But within my tote bag, I also keep my crossbody bag. This is the Lululemon Everywhere crossbody bag. It's a newer one. I'll have it linked down below. Now, I'm someone who has talked about the belt bag from Lululemon and how much I love it, and I still love the belt bag, but it is just slightly a little too small for like every occasion. Whereas this one just gives you that extra extra little bit of room with 2 different dividers so that you can really organize things. And I keep this in my tote bag almost like a purse organizer. So like everything that I absolutely need to have with me goes in here, and then all the extra things that are nice to have stay in the tote bag. And then depending on what I'm doing, I decide, okay, is this a tote bag day? I just toss this in here. If it's not, I just have to take out my crossbody and I know this got everything I need. I'll give you like a little tour of what's in my summer crossbody. This feels very old school YouTube, but I love this. So in the front pocket, I store my keys. I also have my Presto card, which is my TTC pass, so that it's easily accessible in this pouch. The Merit lip oil, but any lip product I'm using would go in here. And then in the main compartment, there's a zippered pouch that's discreet enough to hold all my menstrual products. So I have liners and tampons and pads in there. I always carry those on hand, whether it's for an accident for me or for someone else. Hand sanitizer. I love the Dr. Bronner's hand sanitizers, particularly the peppermint one. This is a lavender, but peppermint's great. I have my wallet. And then this is also big enough to hold my Kindle. Here's the Kindle in question. Also, can we talk about the cute cover that I designed for this? I absolutely adore it. See, it's right there. And then this closes up. And then there's still a slot at the back for me to slip my phone in. It's really great. But if I have it in my tote bag, I'll just open like this main compartment so everything's easily accessible. And then it just becomes like a purse organizer in there. However, on days where I am taking the tote bag with my quote-unquote purse organizer, the other things in here include my reusable shopping bags, which honestly, if I'm not taking my Kindle somewhere with me on shopping trips, I'm probably not going to be taking my Kindle with me. I'll just read on my phone if I need to, but this would go in here as well. But with the Kindle, it's a little bit of a tight fit. So something to note: Kindle, reusable shopping bag, Kindle, reusable shopping bag. I have a little emergency kit for on-the-go emergencies. I've been like using emergency kits in my bags forever. I think it started in high school, like when I got a locker, I made like an emergency kit for my locker, and it was so helpful. And now I just like always having things on hand, just in case, you know. So one of those things is Advil, ibuprofen, because it sucks getting a headache when you're out and about, and I just like to avoid that as much as possible. I have this little pouch here that stores headbands, so if I want to put my hair up. Also, let's just take a moment for this pouch, because how cute is that? I always get these samples that I never end up using, and I feel like they're the perfect thing to add to some sort of emergency kit or in the clutch if you're going to a formal event, just so that you have something in case you need it. These are moisturizers for the face, and I think I can use one of them on the body. Sometimes you're in situations where you're like, oh my goodness, like I feel so dry. That'd be nice to have. I have a pair of mini scissors and a little mini sewing kit. I've never had to use a sewing kit, but the scissors, sometimes it happens where you're like, ooh, I forgot to cut off this tag on this new shirt, or ooh, there's a loose thread. A little mini nail glue for my press-ons, and we have to have floss because, oh my goodness, when you're eating in public, things can go awry. And it all fits there nice and compact, and bada boom, bada bing. But yeah, although like I love having these things on hand, it's not practical to have all of this with me if I'm just taking a crossbody. So this is there for me on the longer adventures out of the home. I'm just really proud of this setup. I feel like on-the-go organization isn't talked about enough, and we gotta stay organized. So that would be what I consider my on-the-go organization system this summer. That's really been helpful, because there's just so many variety of activities that you're doing in the summer that warrant different bag needs. So this really covers a majority of them. Very grateful. Book mail has always and will forever be my favorite kind of PR to get. Harlequin ended up sending me this really cute package. We hope this spices up your summer. Happy reading, your friends at Harlequin. Ooh. And they sent me the new rebranded copy of Body Check by Elle Kennedy. It is an expanded version with both new and enhanced scenes by the author. More story, more hockey, and more heat. I haven't read this one by Elle Kennedy. I've read some of her other books, but this is perfect to add to my summer reading list. And then they sent me all of these cute like book annotating things. Well, these are stickers. In my hockey romance era, Croft jersey, little sticker of the couple. But they sent highlighters and page tags, or I guess index tabs, flags, whatever you want to call them, and a little notebook for doing reading notes, all that stuff. Oh, there's another little highlighter in here. So cute. And I feel like the colors of these tabs match the cover perfectly. Someone paid attention to the details. I respect it. Shortly after filming that clip, I got hit with the most aggressive headache. You know when it just like hits you out of nowhere? So I took a nap. I made dinner. I'm feeling like a lot better right now, but I just need to take it easy and feel like I also want to treat myself with something that makes me feel like a little cozy. So I'm making a single serve vegan chocolate chip cookie. Vegan because I don't have any eggs in my fridge, so I figured this will be the easier route. I am following a recipe, but as I do when I tend to follow these single serve recipes, I kind of go a little wild and don't measure everything completely perfectly, and then I blame the recipe for it being mediocre when it's probably because I'm not actually measuring things properly. Just waiting for my butter to melt, but I'm currently watching an episode of House of the Dragon, season 2. I finished watching season 3 of The Bear the other day, and then a couple weeks ago was Bridgerton, so it just feels like there's been some good TV to look forward to. I did end up making a flax egg for this, and if you have never seen a flax egg, it's just a very gelatinous mixture of flax. Sounds and looks kind of odd, but when you're using it in baking or for things like binding, like I used flax egg in my black bean burger recipe too, you don't really notice a big difference in using it. I'm gonna say that's a quarter. Okay, let's see here. Let's see how that turns out.
I rise and I wake and I gotta go get it. I'm making my bed and it's straight to the digits. No cup of jokers, this is acidic. So I take a shot with the lemon and ginger. Look in the mirror like, yeah, I'm that. Look in the mirror like, I'm fitted. Looking outside like the world is all mine. Look in the mirror like, go get it. I gotta get to the scene, oh, I gotta get to the bag now. I can't be chasing on these. They getting they feeling and dragged down. That's why they just crash out. Stuck in the cell and it's man down. Life getting gone in a flash now. Fitting in, I'ma stand out. I done seen these crash out. They some baby boys, I'm the man now. They was questioning, make them fans now. I'm the best in my league and that's hands down. Understand now, got plans now, got big dreams. Now that, got big schemes since 16s, hot 16s. I started broke, then I fixed things.